But yeah, no, it was a creative decision. And occasionally people on YouTube say, "Can we not see their reactions?" But I think he doesn't like. He sees them as little movies, so he wants to keep the viewer in that. I think that.
And also, Alex won't tell you this, but one contestant, we did cut back to them and they had soiled themselves once.
Thank you so much for your time, as always. It's always a pleasure to speak with you. This is the closest we ever gotten to a series premiere without the official cast announcement. Is that only because you're waiting for something like tonight, or because maybe certain cast member caused the stir of maybe waiting to announce that?
No, I think we just thought it'd be fun to announce it on American soil. I think partly because we got Jason, and it's the first time we've had an American resident do the show. We just thought, let's do something different. And it's been really fun to come here and shout about it.
And it seems only fair, really, that Jason made the effort to come all the way over to the UK. We should reciprocate.
That's a good point.
Was this something where you were talking to Jason previously and he said, "Oh, I would love to do it," or you actually just reached out and whoa,
Sorry.
and it happened to be that he said, "Yeah, let's do this."
He just got in touch. He was very strange. We didn't see it coming. He talked about the show. I think he knows Nish Kumar well. He just said, "Please, can I do it?" And I think, he made it happen, really. So yeah, it was an unusual situation where he came calling, and we also wanted to make it happen to see how this.
All we had to do was say yes. It's wonderful, and he was, he did not disappoint. It's nice that someone travelled. He's the first person to travel to us, and that feels significant.
And he was definitely not British. There was no doubt about that.
I love the very early on he says season, you correct him for series. There was another one I can't remember. He said something and the pronunciation you came back on for him.
Yes, that was a constant theme, but he was always keen to play with that as well, I think, and to be the outsider.
I like how sardonic he often is, like what the theme of this series is. It's one of my favourite bits where he goes, "This thing's a theme science." It's weird. He chose to come with us, and yet he chose to come to us, but he seems angry with the show. I love that. A lot of anger in that man.
Do you remember him saying as well, he was watching the show in America and just had this idea, I'd like to be in that show, and basically made it happen,
it's incredible.
I wish I could do that with other shows.
Yeah.
I want to be in that show. Jason, thank you so much for your time. We're all rooting for you. Absolutely rooting for you.
Alex, thank you so much for your time. One last thing. Oh, yeah!
Alex, oftentimes, we know that during the tasks, we see and hear you, being very observant and stuff like that. And you're always in character in essence, but I'm wondering, are there things, because when Fatch's hands started to go upside down in that jar task, you even made a comment about it. Are you like somehow pulled out of it a little bit and have to remind yourself what's going on when something like that happens?
Yeah, I don't think I am playing much of a character. It's not far off from me.
It really isn't.
No. So yeah, I think over the years I laugh more now, and I sort of enjoy it more. I think I used to think I have to play it very straight and be deadpan, whereas I don't think that's true. I think living in it is better. But that was weird, wasn't it? Her hand.
Who's it? Who are we talking about?
Fathia's hand.
Oh, Fathia's hand.
It looked like it was way up.
Even when she ended up grabbing the first jar, like I felt like she was still doing it backwards. I was so confused.
Yeah.
The more you get to know Fatia, the less important her backward facing hands seem. There are other things to worry about.
Yeah. But I guess, Matthew, I'm sort of trying to be the voice of the person watching. What would they ask?
There's also, look, I know that it was mentioned both by Matt and you guys that we're, I guess, going to expect a lot more nerve-wracking stuff from him. But it's like, because we're so used to getting your notes after you watch the VT and everything like that. Like, how often do you, Alex, on site, feel a certain way, and then rewatching it feel maybe differently, or feel like, oh, I make sure I have to mention these things?
It's a good point. I don't think we try not to feel differently about the VTs than we do in real life. We try to capture what's happened in the thing. Often there's 4 months between doing the thing and then doing the studio. So I do scribble down notes and remind them of things that have happened. But it all comes flooding back to them as soon as it's on the screen. They just go, oh, like a horrible memory.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he's a competitive man, Matt. He took it pretty seriously. He was keen to win.
Do you think he was?
Yeah, yeah.
He's fairly consistently awful at things as well.
But if he thought that he hadn't broken a rule and I said he had, he was furious.
He was
Like,
furious.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, because he's quite a slight man, quite physically slight,
Hmm.
almost fey man, and yet there's a rage, there's a thunderous rage.
Yeah, there's the steel as well.
Often is the case, though, isn't it? The people that look really chill turn out to be just a ball of fury.
You know, we were so used to early on in Taskmaster getting a lot of contestant reactions to the VTs in real time. Maybe they didn't react. I know that has to be there, but is there any reason why we don't get those reactions much anymore?
But I do have to say,
I don't understand the point.
so we used to, when the videos come on, we used to cut back to studio during the video to see them
See their
watching.
reaction.
And Andy took this creative decision as director to keep the viewer in the VTs
Yeah.
rather than cut out. So I have respected his decision to do that. So yeah, I think probably often you'd be disappointed by their reactions in that they're mainly sort of glued to it and they know to react afterwards, I suppose. But yeah, no, it was a creative decision. And occasionally people on YouTube say, can we not see their reactions? But I think he sees them as little movies. So he wants to keep the viewer in that. I think that.
And also, Alex won't tell you this, but one contestant, we did cut back to them and they had soiled themselves once.
In the fandom, there's so much talk. People know that like stuff like I'll use the example as I think David Mitchell has said that, you know, like he's just not going to probably ever do the show because it's not really him, even after Victoria did it. When it comes to points of where like, and not to be morbid about it, but like we just had the passing of Tony Slattery, in where there are people that you've tried to, and I understand that their schedule fits into it too, but that they kind of said like, I don't know if I want to do it, but when somebody passes or something happens where like, I'm going to try again anyway for this person because I don't want to miss the chance of getting them on the show. And I'm not saying it has to be because of death. I'm just using that as the example. That you go back out and try and get people that have kind of turned away in the past.
Yeah, yeah, I think it's a good point. I think we'll keep asking David, for example. And, you know, when Jack D did it, that took years of pestering. So, yeah, it was very sad about Tony.
It was very sad, Tony. Yeah. He was, you know, especially in the world of improvisation, he's an iconic character in country.
Yeah.
And yeah,
I would also say that I find the older people the funniest. So it is great to always have somebody who doesn't need to be doing these stupid things. So yeah, you've put that.
I think people have to find their own time whether they to come on the show. People are we can't do too much corralling and persuading. We don't, you know. But it's nice if one of us bumps into someone in. You know, just coincidentally bumps into someone and we're able to gently reassure them that it won't be an unpleasant experience for them.
Yeah,
and I think there's been a couple of occasions where Alex or I have bumped into someone and said, oh, "I'd be all right," you know, and they've eventually come and joined us.
Yeah, and as long as they know the offers, that like David knows if he wants to do it, he can lift up the phone. But you're right, we don't want to. It's not a case of not wanting to beg because of pride, but we just don't want to. It's horrible to say no to things, so you don't want to put him in that position.
Yeah, and you don't want people to feel hunted, so we don't. We don't nag people.
Is it the point now that we're going to try and get the entire Ghost cast eventually through Taskmaster?
I've got my eye on Simon. Simon Farnaby's a very funny man. I mean, they're all great.
They're all great,
and Martha as well. So
and Jim would be great.
Yeah. You're probably right.
There's not a targeted campaign by us. We've got a picture of the Ghost cast on our production.
On things like Reddit, the fans really try to do detective work to work out who's in the next series, and they plot people's journey. If they see somebody on a train towards Pinewood around the time of filming, they can, and they normally get it right. But I know the next 5, and
I do,
and he does, but I can't give any spoilers.
You know, just to close things out, because I'm going to have to let you guys go. And again, I appreciate your time always. I do want to say that I think there is also this interesting thing with this cast. Because we talked in the past about the idea that even people in Britain, I find surprised, don't know some of these cast members. Is there something that you gain from getting those reactions from people preparing for the next series that you can say, well, maybe we'll highlight certain things this way because we know certain people are acting this way toward a certain personality? So this was very convoluted. I apologize.
What's the question in essence?
Do you prepare your reactions in studio previous to filming, knowing that some certain people may not know a personality and you want to highlight something from their personality?
Well, I think that I think I'm going to answer this correctly now. I think that our perception of their personalities is confounded within the first episode every time. That's what I think. So we might put them together, thinking these our understanding of these 5 personalities is going to be an interesting alchemy on screen. And I've never done one series, and I think Alex would agree, where the character dynamics played out the way we thought they would.
I think also you're crediting us with preparing more than we do. We tend to just turn up and see what happens.
Yeah. We sort of
Thank you so much for your time. Have a great one.
Cheers, Matthew. Thank you. Lovely to see you.